Hello, this is Taureor and welcome back to The Witcher 2 with lore. I have adjusted the sound a little bit, so it should be better in this video. I can't get the sweet spot in The Witcher. Right, let's continue. We had our adventure with the dragon, and now...
You were at my side almost all the time after the bridge collapsed.
Almost. Tell me how you got into the monastery courtyard.
Ha! And they said we couldn't get near the walls. Half a day and the town is taken.
Report! Fighting for the castle continues, and a group of rebels have barricaded themselves inside the monastery.
What of my children?
Likely in the church as well, sire. Fen took a priest to task. Finally mumbled something about a passage neath the walls.
It would take a week to get a battering ram in here.
Axes, sire?
That will also take time. But what other course do we have? This priest. What of him? What of this passage?
I fainted before I could really get going on him. He's under guard below.
You've some work to do, Commander.
Yes, sire. Silas, you look to this door. Fen, come with me.
Witcher,
Your Grace.
I've a mission for you. One suited to your abilities. Vernon can be persuasive, but he's also hot-tempered. At times losing both his self-control and his subject. You must try to find this other passage on your own. Succeed, and you'll be the envy of all Vizima.
Let's not argue with the king, just do what he says.
Go.
I'm relying on you, Witcher. Where are those axes? Move your asses!
Okay, looking for the passage. From, let's say, prior knowledge, I know it's somewhere in the streets. But I don't really remember where. Okay, let's take everything.
God help us!
That was...
Shut
Uh,
Time to pay your war tax. Gold and...
These people are unarmed.
This is not your concern. Get lost.
Get out of here now, or you'll leave when I feed your corpses to the stray dogs.
This one's got murder in his eyes.
Let's go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Be careful. You may not be so lucky next time. Find a place to hide.
I must find my wife first. They herded her away with others like cattle.
Good luck.
yeah, let's be the ultimate good guy. Okay, some stuff here. Well, I believe if we... I don't remember if we did this. If you walk into the fire, you are supposed to get a ability. Yes, we did get an ability.
Hurry up! We haven't got all day!
Let's continue.
You've no business here!
Leave them alone. They're innocent.
Innocent! They're with the lavalettes! Weeds that need to be ripped out with their roots so they won't grow back again. Treason spreads like the plague. No one will leave here alive. And you, stay out of this.
I won't stand by while you murder innocents.
So, what'll you do?
Kill you.
I was not after your blood. I have witnesses.
No, a duel, nice. Oh, I can't see anything. Damn tree. Okay, let's relocate a bit. Right, so last time we started talking about the world of The Witcher and a little bit about King Foltest and witches and dragons. Let's continue about the elves and humans a little bit. So, humans fought elves, but... oh, damn it. I didn't expect them to do such a long attack.
Mercy.
Let the people out and walk away.
Unblock the door! I'll report this.
Yeah, you do that. Burn anything or touch a single woman, you sons of bitches, and the king will hear of it.
Leave us be!
You're free.
Thank you, my lord.
No, we don't need to be paid. No, no.
Find a place to hide until this madness ends.
But where?
They burned down our homes, made off with everything else. God, why?
War. Right. So, as we were saying, humans and elves fought for supremacy over the continent. And the elves ultimately lost. There are not many of them left. They are scattered through human cities where they... Did you see that pirouette the guy did? No. They are scattered through human cities where they live in ghettos with other non-humans. And also, they... well, there is an elven state of Dol Blathana, the Valley of Flowers. But it is a vassal state of Nilfgaard. We talked about Nilfgaard a little bit earlier. The elves of Dol Blathana are supposedly free elves, but not all share this opinion. The state is ruled by Francesca Findebar, the elven sorceress that is rumored to be the most beautiful woman on the continent.
Quick!
But she did sacrifice some of her compatriots in the last war. Oh, right, let's talk about that. The Scoia'tael, the squirrels, the elven and other non-human terrorists. They... well, they take their name from the first old Scoia'tael that fought the human expansion.
Treason, my lord.
Can we talk?
So many men will die.
I don't think so. Oh, sorry. The old Scoia'tael fought human expansion on the continent, and the ones that are alive now, well, they are freedom fighters, but their struggle is mostly, well, it's not very likely that they would succeed. They are desperate, and they don't really have a chance of winning. But well, maybe it's a matter of opinion. The Scoia'tael are, well, not all of them are bad, but they are basically murderers. They kill humans just because they're humans. Well, on the other hand, many humans kill non-humans because they aren't human. So I guess you have to look at both sides of the coin. Anyway, Scoia'tael hide in the woods, mostly, and they did fight for Nilfgaard in the last war, but then Nilfgaard, well, Nilfgaard didn't really act honorably again. Oh, that's a drowner. Nilfgaard didn't really act honorably towards them, because when all was said and done,
Damn monsters.
Nilfgaard gave the Scoia'tael commanders, the Squirrel commanders, to the Northern kings for judgment. That's not really how you treat an ally, right? Nevertheless, Scoia'tael continued to fight the, well, maybe not pointless, but very difficult struggle. Right, we were talking about elves on the continent, but well, what about other races? There are dwarves. We talked about the dwarven city of Mahakan. There are many gnomes there as well. There are also... Is that a collapsible wall? Yes, it is. Nice. Oh, it's actually much better. Let's use this one instead. Apart from dwarves, elves, gnomes and halflings, well, halflings assimilated very well into the human population because they are great farmers. They are folk that praises family life highly, and they are generally good neighbors. Oh, we did get a level. So the halflings did assimilate into human populations quite well. Mostly so did the dwarves. Elves not so much, and gnomes, well, it depends. There are also other intelligent races. I believe it's the dryads of Brokilon Forest are worth mentioning. They inhabit, as I said, the Brokilon Forest, which is a sanctuary of the dryads. They do capture human girls and turn them into dryads through magic. Often. They also capture human males for reproduction. They are very skilled archers, and oftentimes they kill everyone who dares to enter their forest. Did we leave anyone out? Oh, essence of water. Well, not many that really matter. Well, there are, for example, changelings, the Dopplers that can change their shape. They are also an intelligent race on the continent. We did mention dragons, also vampires. Well, I know it's right. Something worth mentioning. In the world of The Witcher, the vampires aren't really undead. They are like a different species completely. And what is interesting, blood isn't necessary for sustenance. It's like alcohol to them.
Scoia'tael.
Right, the elven terrorists. Okay, let's take the sword for humans. Actually, we should use an enhancement on it. Hangman's Venom, right. Let's use it. We can always make more later. Yeah, so that's basically for the intelligent races. We should probably also talk about... Oh, maybe after... Oh, too many. Maybe after the combat. We should probably also talk about other creatures that you can... Oh, that you can encounter on the continent. Well, basically, there are two kinds of monsters, two basic kinds of monsters. There are the non-magical ones and the magical beasts. As it was said in the short video about witches, the witcher carries two swords, a steel sword and a silver sword. You probably saw that I use a silver sword against the drowned, and because it's a magical beast, it's actually a corpse that comes back to life. And those are quite resistant to regular weapons. It's not that they're not hurt by steel, they are, but silver burns them, and they have strong regenerative properties. That's why silver is better against such monsters. Right, anything here interesting? Not really. Okay, so the basic rule of thumb is if a monster is magical or came to this world through conjunction of the spheres, I believe we talked about it, and it was the mystical event that brought many worlds together and created new ones. The monsters that came to be, meteorite, that came to be due to the conjunction of the spheres, and magical beasts are vulnerable to silver. And the normal beasts and humans, elves, dwarves, and so on, we use the steel sword for. That's the basic difference. In general, the silver sword is weaker, but against magical beasts it is much stronger. You can fight normal opponents with the silver sword and the magical opponents with the steel sword, but it's not very effective. Oh. How did we get inside the building? Alright, never mind. And as for the monsters and the witchers have been created by mages in the early days of humanity on the continent. Basically, human settlements were under constant threat from different monsters, and as they were weak, small, and vulnerable, Witchers were created to defend those settlements. Now the situation has changed. We'll talk a little bit more about how the Witchers are created and what they are exactly, but that will be in a minute. Oh, locked. First, let's talk about history a little bit more. So the situation changed when the human population grew significantly, and humans were able to defend themselves in cities, and, well, not only cities. So as humans grew strong, as humans grew to be the greatest power on the continent, the greatest power on the continent, the Witchers became less necessary. And now they are looked upon as freaks. So the Witchers are outcast, even though they are the protectors of humanity. Yeah, so that's the tragedy of a Witcher. Come on.
To marry a man! To die for Temeria is to die a good death!
And Witchers are... well, there is a Witcher stronghold at Kaer Morhen. Witchers are trained, created in the magical process. First, the children are... there is a selection process to choose the strongest children, and from among them, the strongest ones are mutated with special chemicals and spells, magical spells. After that, well, it is long, painful, and it leaves scars. I mean, not physical scars, not literal scars, but for example, the Witchers are infertile. So Geralt cannot have children. Doesn't seem too worried about it now, but well, it's another story. Also, the Witcher's lifespan is longer than that of an average human. They also acquire the ability to control magic, not as much as sorcerers, and it is strongly linked to their Witcher amulets, but they do have the ability. This is just simple magic, the Witcher signs. We did see many of them in action. I mean, mostly two. There are 5 signs, I believe. I only used the 2 of them. But we'll get back to that.
You have just become the most titled Witcher in the world. And the wealthiest.
I'll remind you of that when this is all over, sire.
See, Vernon? Geralt succeeded.
Lucky he did. The priest was downright discourteous and went off to meet his gods.
I saw Scoia'tael on the river.
Where? How many? What colors did they wear?
Plough the elves. We'll tend to them later. The monastery awaits.
Scoia'tael. This puzzle is beginning to come together, Geralt. You're either telling the truth or weaving a very convincing lie. I want to hear the rest. Foltest bastards. The Solar. What happened?
We might have arrived at the same time, if not for tales.
Be specific, Witcher.
Well, the Archpriest told the truth.
His Majesty King Foltest of Temeria.
Arthur Tales, erstwhile Count of Nesvelt. I signed your sentence.
Yes, yet the Baroness saw fit to pardon me. An awkward situation, to be sure.
Anais and Boussy, where are they?
The royal children.
Don't test my patience, Tales, and I'll grant you a quick death.
Confess, Foltest, before the gods and the people. Boussy and Anais are the fruit of your loins. Bow to the gods and admit the truth.
You may not have noticed, Tales, but I just took this town.
Aided by murderers, sorcerers, and a mutant for whom nothing is holy.
This is hallowed ground. You will not raise your hand against a servant of the gods.
Where have you taken the children?
The Solar. They're in the Solar.
What is this? Blasphemy! Sorcerer's tricks!
Yeah, let's do that.
Holy man unharmed and the noble gets slapped. A win-win situation, if ever I've seen one.
I've seen assaults go awry, but the dragon topples them all.
Tops.
Tops what?
Well, tops all.
Damn nonsense! Geralt, you should know. Is it possible to tame a dragon?
Not as far as I know.
Then why is this reptile eating only mine, then?
Let's hope Marigold got out of there.
I'm sure she did.
If not, you'll need a new advisor, sire.
Shut up, Roach.
It's possible that the dragon simply...
Another word from you and the dragon will not be your main concern.
Enough! Both of you! The dragon's back!
Oh crap, I do hate quick time events so much.
God!
Right, what do we do? Run. Oh, CD Projekt, please don't put those things in The Witcher 3. Did I manage? All right.
You saved my life again. Ask what you will of me, Witcher. Within reason, of course.
I need to leave, sire. I'd like Triss Marigold to come with me, if she wants.
Are you blind? She's enamored with you. You may leave, and none shall stop you. You have my word.
Who goes there?
Foltest. I've come for my children. Geralt, wait here. You might scare them.
Ah, thanks be to the gods. My prayers are answered. Go, Boosie.
That's not my father.
But it is your king, boy. Bells, your triumph is complete. The city and fortress taken, sire. Time to thank the Forefather and the Mother Creatrix for this great victory.
A moment, blind man. I've not seen my children in 6 months. The gods can spare another minute. Listen to me. Your mother and I quarreled, but that is over. She was deceived. Evil men turned her against me. These men have been punished, and all will be well from now. No tears, Boosie. One day you'll be king, and kings do not weep.
Armed men approach, sire. Children, go to the refectory.
My knights will soon be here. You must meet them, for one day you will rule them. Boosie, go wash your face. They must not see that you wept.
There's a bucket of water in the next room.
Nice. Help your brother.
Sire, let us pray.
They must look like the royal children they are.
They have your eyes, sire.
I suppose that's the extent of what you'll give me.
Does this mean I'm free?
Foltest, King of Temeria, has been murdered. Unfortunately for you, you're the only suspect.
The murderer outsmarted you, so I'm to rot in this dungeon.
Oh, no danger of you rotting. You'll hang.
Convince them otherwise.
I have no influence over the court.
Foltest told me a lot about you.
If not for him, I'd be a drunk or a vagrant. Foltest did more for me than my father ever did. But then my father did exactly nothing, for I never even met him. In any case, I'll not rest until the murderer is punished.
Tell me how you serve, Vernon.
I carry out orders others are incapable of executing.
What's the situation in Temeria?
The Council of Regents has convened to restore order. That means three things. Utter chaos will prevail, Visima will run dry of wine and strong drink, and the local whores will make a killing.
Is Triss participating in the meetings?
Indeed. Only to find out that she's no longer needed.
How do you know?
It's my business to know.
They want to run a kingdom without a sorceress?
They already have a kingdom without a king. They'll use every opportunity to get rid of her.
Who will rule?
The chief contenders are Count Maravel and Baron Kimbold, who already tussle for control of La Valette Castle.
What about Foltest's bastards?
The king's blood runs in their veins. So yes, they are entitled to the throne. Not some drooling nobles.
What if someone vouched for me?
You have a witness.
I was thinking of Triss.
Was she not your lover? Who knows? But it's common knowledge she is.
What happened to her?
Oh, she's fine. She's been invited to the next meeting of the Council of Regents.
For fuck's sake, you command the Blue Stripes. Do something. The real murderer is free, and he's further and further away with every hour you spend prancing around in here.
I find the Killer Monk story unconvincing.
I don't claim he was a monk. He was wearing a frock, though. He sailed off in a boat with some Scoia'tael.
Would you recognize him?
No problem. A mountain of meat. Never seen anyone bigger.
What would you do if you escaped?
I'd go after the Kingslayer.
You know where to look for him?
Some Scoia'tael helped him escape. That's where I'd start. I expect you might know this particular group of elves.
How'd you work that out?
They wore blue-striped masks. Trophies, I expect.
Yorveth's commando. I know where to find them. We've a trail to follow after all.
If you want to start over and take it easy this time, get me some food.
Now that you mention it. Vers! Bring us food and drink.
It might be a little bug, I think.
Shame you didn't think of that earlier.
There's a
It's
little...
your own fault, Geralt. Your fate is in your hands.
Yeah, I might have gotten mixed up with save games between the episodes. I definitely did. Sorry about that. But that's just a minor thing. Very, very minor. That's why we didn't have the food. I'm not going to restart the episode, though. It's not that important, although I am sorry. Okay, let's go on. Let them have their drink and then we'll continue.
Never heard of women serving in the Special Forces.
Vess is one of my best people.
How'd she wind up in the Blue Stripes?
I pulled her from the paws of the Scoia'tael. Just 16 when they torched her village and slaughtered everyone. The unit commander took a liking and spared her. One last thing. This file is about one Geralt of Rivia.
And Foltest's death?
Actually, Geralt's death. The report details events from 5 years ago. Rivia. Population 1,234. In that, 253 non-humans. September the 25th, 1268. A riot erupts. A massacre ensues. The streets run with the blood of elves and dwarves. One person finds the courage to face the raging crowd. During the rioting, 76 non-humans perish, including the Witcher, Geralt of Rivia. Stabbed in the chest with a pitchfork by a man of whom we know only that his name was Rob, and he owed 3 crowns at the local tavern. Yennefer of Vengerberg dies trying to heal the Witcher. The bodies of Geralt and the sorceress are taken away by a mysterious young girl with ashen hair. Their place of interment remains unknown.
I remember. Rivia. Yennefer.
What just happened?
I saw my own death.
And the rest? Have you regained all your memory?
That's all. I just remember the end.
Vess! Interrogation's done. Restrain the prisoner. I'll take the key. I sail upriver at dawn. Guards will collect you in 5 minutes. Eat. You'll need your strength.
Not yesterday. He was a hero, pretty much. Everyone's man.
Personally saw him cut down 20 men in the blink of an eye, so it's no surprise.
See him dashing along those walls? Can't rightly say I ever saw his sword the blade move so fast.
I thought that beast would tear him to bits when it came out of the clouds.
Delayed don't mean denied. Hangman'll do that tomorrow.
Righty then, let's get out.
Teach him a lesson, before he did to Foltest.
I'll not touch the scum. I get scurvy.
Right.
Guard. Come here, good man.
Why are you hollering? Do that again and we'll shut you up.
You wouldn't say that if these bars weren't here.
Is that so? Let's see. Rip your guts out!
Come on. Oh, quick time. Already did say I dislike quick time events, but this is not so bad. Okay, come on. What did happen to his medallion? Right, we were talking about witches as such. So, in the last episode. So, orphans are collected, and not only orphans. Witches then select the strongest children and mutate them to make them become witches. Witches, of course. I did miss something here, didn't I? And those mutations are so dangerous that only a few survive. Do we want to take this potion? See in the dark? We might want to. Oh, cannot be performed. Never mind then. Right, so...
Torches. We can't sneak out in this light.
I don't think we want to sneak out. Let's just kick everyone's ass. Come on.
Leave me be.
We don't mind fighting.
Don't hurt me.
They were rude to us, weren't they? We could try to sneak out. I do like beating them up with this club. We drop some money. And the mutations, well, they are dangerous. Not many survive. Actually, very few survive. But Geralt was actually a special case. A little spoiler: Geralt's mother. If you don't like spoilers, cover your ears now. Geralt's mother was a sorceress. Maybe that made him special in a way, I don't know. The fact is that he was much stronger and endured the mutations very well, so he was also subjected to further mutations. Ones that were applied only to a select few witches, making him somewhat special, even among his own kind. Unfortunately, witches were attacked in their fortress of Kaer Morhen. The witches used to be a large group, and they were created by mages. But
I said a prisoner's escaped. Guards!
Yes, guards, come on.
Guards, over
here. What was I saying? Alright. There's a room down here.
Come on, mate, please let me out. I beg you. If you don't, I'll holler. Draw half the garrison here.
The witches are trained in combat, and they are very durable. They can endure a lot. Their combat techniques mostly based on speed and agility, not strength, but their mutations also give them superhuman strength. The medallion that you see, well, it reacts not only to magic as it was stated, but also to danger. Okay, and that is Aryan.
Stay calm, Aryan.
What are you doing here?
Same thing as you.
Yes, but they imprisoned you. Why?
They say I killed Foltest.
Shame. I'd hoped to do that myself. Do you know my mother's fate? Foltest did her no harm.
Foltest ordered the Blue Stripes to guard her like some invaluable treasure.
Bastard. Placing her among those dogs. One more nobly born should protect her. A baronet at least.
Time to think about saving your life.
To me, honor is more important than life.
What do you plan to do?
Not your concern. We must get to the oil store where there's a way out. I'm weak. You must help me.
Okay.
I'll wait here. Return for me once you've cleared the way.
You bastard!
Oh.
You fucking prick!
That's a lot of profanity.
Cocksucker! Fuck you up the arse! Motherfucker! I'm gonna fucking kill you, hear me? I'll rip your prick off and beat your head in with it!
Oh, a club. Let's have a look. It is actually better. A bit. Where should we go? Can we open the door? Not really. So the witches have superhuman strength, speed, agility, and sense. Oh crap! I did not take out my weapon. Superhuman strength, speed, agility, and senses. But that's not all. They can use magic through the witches' signs, and they use alchemy. Potions that, as it was stated in the short piece at the beginning. Okay, we actually need to retreat a little bit. Elixirs, potions that can enhance their ability beyond human. Much even further beyond human. They provide regeneration, more enhanced senses, resistances, and other boosts. But, well, taking elixirs is, at least in the books, if you take them, then, and you are not a witcher, you'll die. But if a witcher takes them, they'll have to spend quite a lot of time recuperating because their effects are so strong, at least some of their effects. Is that everybody? Did I miss something? I don't think so. What else should we say about witchers? Well, there is one witcher in particular that is important to the stories. It's Vesemir. He is the father figure to Geralt. What is this place? He's a father to Geralt. Well, not his real father, obviously, because witches are infertile. But he did raise him. It isn't known why Geralt's mother left him to the witches, but she indicates that she didn't have a choice in the matter, which is possible. And there is also one important thing about the witches that should be known. Their belief system is closely tied to destiny. Destiny of the witchers and others, because there's a rule, the law of surprise, that should be remembered. If somebody asks a witcher for help and doesn't have a way to pay them, and tells the witcher to ask whatever they wish, the witches have to ask them to repeat the statement, and then they can invoke the law of surprise. The law of surprise states that the man that they help must give them either something they already possess but not know about, or the first thing that they'll find after returning home, and similar. And it turns out it's often children, at least in the books.
Up the stairs.
Geralt actually did invoke the right of the law of surprise, and we will talk about it extensively. But maybe where there's a little bit more time without interruptions, because it's a long and complicated story. And it could be children, as it was often, and such children then became witches. But it might as well be, for example, a coin or a dog. The first encounter after returning home.
Come with me. There's nothing you can do here.
There's a lot of options.
I've more to do now than ever before.
Alone.
I need no one's aid for what I aim to accomplish.
Is that your final word?
Farewell, Witcher.
Oh, let's go. Oh, crap. And here's Aryan. He really did believe that honor is more important than a life. I can't say I can agree with him, but hey.
Halt! Oh, blimey, is that you, Witcher? They say you killed the king.
Well, I didn't, and I'm going to prove it.
I'm inclined to believe you.
Glad to hear that. It'd be pretty stupid if I had to kill you now. Did all the Reavers survive the assault?
Aye, they've been drinking themselves silly for 2 days now. I believe I owe you something.
You don't owe me a thing.
We wound up in a boiling cauldron during the assault. You know how it is when knights get caught in a tight passage. Nowhere to go. Those in the back push forward. Those in the front are stuck. And halberd blows raining down from above. I'd have been crushed if not for my armor. And about 10 blows landed on my helmet. My ears still ring and I puke time and again. But I live and breathe.
Concussion. It'll pass. Were you on patrol with the Reavers when they ran into those Scoia'tael?
Aye.
Kenneth mentioned the unit was especially vicious. Notice anything out of the ordinary? A unit emblem or something?
Right you are. They had masks made of the cloth of Special Forces uniforms, and they hollered a lot, Yorveth or some such.
Where did the dragon come from?
I've no idea, but it saved our asses. The elves ceased shooting at the sight of it. Can't tell you anymore, as we fled right then as if the devil himself was on our tail. Take this. Kenneth told me to study up, but I've not the mind for it. Just not cut out to be a dragon hunter, I guess. It could be useful to you, though.
I need to go.
There are sentries on the dike. No way you'll slip through.
Can you distract them?
I'll try, but remember, count me out if there's a fight. In fact, we could end up foes.
I hope not. Go.
Just give me a minute. The Kingslayer's escaped. We need to cut him off. Follow me!
All right, let's go!
Okay, and we can slip
Geralt,
right through.
over here.
Oh, stuff. A lot of it. Is it Triss? And we're... That's a hell of an escape. Here we go.
Bloody hell, you didn't have to torch the castle. You were to sneak out, avoid anything resembling a bloodbath.
You left me the key to my manacles, not an invisibility cloak. Triss, is everything all right?
Not exactly. I'm no longer the royal advisor. I've lost my post, my home in Vizima. Witcher's mistress, they call me. Kingslayer's whore.
People say what they think they have to.
I know, but...
They'll change their minds as soon as we find the Kingslayer. Roach will see to that. Right, spy?
I'm no spy, but you're mostly correct. An interregnum is chaos by definition. Rats like Baron Kimbolt and Count Maravel rule Temeria now, or strive to. But no one save old Natalis can restore true order.
Natalis is far away and of low birth. The crown's simply out of his reach. Baron Kimbolt, on the other hand.
Politics is secondary right now. Vernon, learn anything new about the Kingslayer?
A week ago, I got a message from an informer in Flotsam. He saw Yorveth in the company of a large, bald man, not unlike the one you described.
A week ago? Sounds like a cold trail to me.
We need to start somewhere. The trading post is a few days upriver, in the forests that lie on the Edirnian border. Yorveth's territory.
Flotsam it is, then. Triss.
Yes?
I'm a bit beat up. Will you look at my wounds?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go below deck. And I need you to tell me about Yennefer in detail. I want to hear it all, even the things you don't want to tell me, even the things that might hurt.
Prepare to cast off! Clear the lines and all aboard!
Line's clear, Captain!
So much of a for this castle.
Honor's a curious thing. Honor made Arion fight a mismatched battle against the might of Temeria. Facing defeat, Honor told Arion to bow his neck to save his men. But that same honor prevented him from saving himself.
Life can't be easy for anyone who's unlucky enough to be labeled a regicide. That goes triple for someone like Geralt. Could his luck get any worse? I've known the Witcher for a long time, and I'm sure that kings, courts, and politics concern him about as much as last year's snow. But hey, life doesn't always dole out what we expect, right? Sometimes it even forces us to associate with unsavory characters like Vernon Roach. No, I'm not making any excuses, and yes, I had my reasons. The Witcher spent most of the way to Flotsam talking to someone. Long into the evening, as water lapped against the boat's side, Triss told him forgotten stories of his unexpected child and his toxic relationship with a sorceress named Yennefer. Stories of a life stolen from him. Am I boring you? Don't set this tale aside. Give me just a few minutes more, for someone special's about to appear in dire straits upon a scaffold.
The forgotten stories. Well, we are going to talk about them in detail, now that it has been revealed that Geralt knows it. But it is a very, very long tale. Let's watch the elf for now.
Sheathe your sword, elf. I'm here to talk. Bow low. You stand before a head crowned. That of Demavend, king of Aedirn, by the grace of the gods, sovereign of the Pontar Valley, and so on.
And you are?
A friend to non-humans. I have an offer.
Speak quickly and to the point. The Arrakis will soon return, and I'd rather know all before then.
I can add several more heads to this one. Each crowned.
Go on.
Foltest to start with. I barely escaped in Aedirn. I'll need help. Access to your hideouts and maps of your secret trails. And the support of the Scoia'tael. I want no gold and have no interest in a killer's fame.
Then why do you wish them dead?
It's a long story. Your beast nabbed his knacker. Time to go. Do we have a deal, elf?
Alright, so here we are, out of the prologue, finally. I will be finishing the episode shortly, but let's just let everything play out. And in the next episode, we are getting into the game proper.
Flotsam should be just beyond the point. We'll take the beach.
Who's we?
You and me. Reconnaissance.
I'm coming too.
You should stay behind. We can't be sure of the reception we'll get.
Precisely why I won't let you go alone. Someone's got to look after you.
That time of the month.
Oh, be careful, Roach. And there's a chest here. Let's actually take a look at our inventory before we finish. Did we? Yes, we did keep the sword. That's good. So I did not make a mistake with the game files. Something weird happened. Let's not think about it too hard. We do have a different armor. And we do have an even more different armor. But I think the one we have is the best out of them. This one has more armor, but it doesn't have all the bonus stuff. We do have enhancements. We could attach them to the armor we are wearing, then it would definitely be better because it has 3 slots. And we do have a lot of other stuff that can be useful. Right, I think we can think about it later. For now, we'll just use the better sword, and all of that will be solved. It does look better as well. I like the handle.
The witch's ass is gonna have to get wet. Jump!
So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did like the episode. And there's more coming.
Come on
Another one will
already.
be out tomorrow. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.